We have to make sure our children know the skills before we give them opportunities. But that's a two-edged sword, isn't it? Because sometimes you have skills and no opportunity to use it. As adults, we need to value the skills that the child comes to us with. They have lots of skills. Every child in this room has skills. Every single one of them. Sometimes it's not the obvious skill that a school might value, but it's still something of value because they are important. And what they bring to the table is important. And it's our job as the adults to help them find a way for that to be productive. To help them find a way that is being used so that they become good men and women. And I don't want to tell you how many times I looked into the face of a child and said, I want you to do well at school, but I don't care. I don't care if you pass that test. I really don't. I care that you learn. I care that you become a man of honor or a woman of honor. I care about who you are. I care because I want you to have someone in your life who loves you and that you love. I want you to be able to look at your children and have them be proud of you and proud of the man that you are or the woman that you are. And I dare say, I bet you most of the parents in this room would say the same thing. If you had to choose between a genius and a kind, loving human being who was honorable, isn't that the one that you would choose? We need, as adults, to find that inner passion about our children and nurture it and bring it to life and help them find where their passion is. I need you to help spread the news to other people that they can change the lives of children too. I need you to spread the message. And you know who else spreads the message really well? Doc Brown, and he's about ready to come up here and talk to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been having a pensive evening, just really in deep thought today. Primarily because of young people like you, young man. Because of young people like you. Because of young people like you, young ladies. Deep thought. Thinking how best to help young people. How best. I know research. Lots, so much. And sometimes I just get a little bit frustrated. That brings me to my topic tonight, parents. Patience. Patience. Patience, parents. When I talk about patience, what am I talking about? I'm talking about it's a process. Young man, it's a process. That when we look at you, we have to see the tree is in the seed. And you're not finished growing. That's what we got to see, Mom. Don't tether yourself to the choices your children make. Did you hear me, parents? No, I think I need to hear real talk to know that you're with me. Say real talk when you're with me. Okay, you say it louder than that. Real talk. Don't tether yourself to the choices your children make. because we have free will. Children have free will. So if your child makes a choice that you could never imagine, Mom, it doesn't mean anything about you. And you know what we do? We look for reasons. As humans, we look for reasons to have flaws. Well, maybe Dad isn't involved. Maybe I work too much. And it's backfired, parents. We've taken a lot of accountability and responsibility from our children. But my grandfather told me, this was later in life when I became a husband and a father. You know what he told me? Our first child, the first one, the oldest one, the one that you have all those lofty expectations of, he wasn't doing right. Anybody ever had a child that wasn't doing right? Just say real talk. You know what my grandfather said to me? In his old wisdom, you know what he said, Mom? He said, there was a guy back in the beginning who created a perfect angel. And that angel rebelled. And he said, and you're human. What was he saying to me? What was he saying? What was he saying? It's okay to make mistakes. Parents, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. Parents, hold your ground. Hold your ground and be patient. Because those seeds that you've planted will soon come to bear. Sometimes it doesn't look like it. As a father of 7 kids, I can tell you a story about each and every one of them that made me think, whose child is that? Whose child? Is that my child? But guess what, parents? You don't throw them out. You love them even more. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes seeing things are a little bit more attention-getting. We pour into you. And sometimes we don't see the results right away. I was that kid, ladies and gentlemen. I was that kid. My colleague, Dr. Don Marie Baleka, said, one caring adult. I was fortunate to have more than one. But it only takes one. And if you give up, what chance will our children have? If you give up on them. Are we still doing that? Are we still creating time? Does anyone know the average time a parent spends with a child? 7 minutes a day. Research it. 7 minutes a day is the average time a parent spends with a child. So you know what we've gotten away from. The easy ways to spend time. Sitting and eating dinner. Asking you about your day. Breakfast. Sit with me. Well, Dad, I'm not hungry. Sit with me anyway. I just want to look at you. Ride with me to the store. I'm doing something. So what? Ride with me. Create moments. Every single day when I'm traveling, FaceTime. Why FaceTime? Because I used to say, send me a photo of your room. But I think they were always sending me the same photos. So I started doing FaceTime and show me your room. Granddaddy said in the very beginning, it all went downhill because of disobedience. I don't know how true it is, but I believed everything my grandfather told me. He said in the beginning, it all went downhill because of disobedience. So gosh, if disobedience is that powerful, I mean, it's kind of in our blood to be disobedient. Parents don't give up on them when they are. Did you say when? Did you hear me say when? I didn't say if. win. Ladies and gentlemen, don't give up on her, Mom. Don't give up on him, Mom. Dad, don't give up on him. Mom, always good seeing you. Don't give up on him. I know you don't. We must be our children's greatest cheerleaders. Anybody ever been to a game here in Garland? Don't the cheerleaders still cheer when you're losing? No? Do they stop cheering when you're losing? Or do they cheer more when you're losing? They cheer more when you're losing. You need more. You need it more. That's what we have to do for our children. That's what I'm starting to do with the people I work with. When I think things are just not the way they should be, guess what? I'm going to cheer even louder. Parents, this is as much for me as it is for you. Let's cheer for them. Let's not stop. Now, guess what? I'm a proponent of sometimes you put your arm around their shoulder, but sometimes you need to put your foot in their anatomy. Real talk? I didn't mean it like that, but it was a figure of speech. Ladies and gentlemen, turn to your child right now and tell your child that you are their greatest cheerleader. Parents, I also want you to say this, parents. Look at your child and say, there's nothing you can do to make me ever stop loving you. How many of you know how powerful that is? That is powerful. There's nothing you can do to ever make me stop loving you. Young people, I want you to repeat after me. My mind is a garden. Oh no, you got to be louder than that. My mind is a garden. My thoughts are the seeds. I can grow flowers or I can grow weeds. What are you going to grow, young people? What are you going to grow, young people? I won't tell you where I was today, and some people said weeds. What do we say to drugs? Just say no to drugs. That's stinking thinking to grow weeds, young people. 2 things you can control in your life better than anybody else. You know what that is? Your attitude and your work ethic. Did you hear me? That's something you don't need mom and dad for. Your attitude and your work ethic. Every day you wake up, every day you're 6 feet up. Because I know some people that aren't. You can do this. How many of you know that parents have feelings? Young people, how many of you know your parents have feelings? Do you know that? Your mom has feelings? Do you know how you hurt your friends? You guys sometimes hurt each other's feelings. Did you know you can hurt your parents' feelings? And the way our feelings are usually hurt is usually like disappointment. Disappointment in something that we thought we taught you, and maybe you didn't quite get it. I try not to do the thing that my mom did to me, to my children. My mom would tell me things like if ever I didn't have grades that were up to par, she would tell me things about how hard she worked. She goes to work and does everything, and kids are starving in Africa, and I'm eating in America. And I used to just think like, wow, Mom, kids are starving in Africa, but what does that have to do with my grades? So now I tell my children the truth. I tell them that I'm not going to attach myself to your choices. I'm going to cheer for you. I'm going to help you. But ultimately, when it's said and done, all said and done, the choices you make will determine the life you have. Real talk? I saw a hand. I'll answer questions now. Yes, sir. Let me give you the mic. Someone else me.
Well, my name is Sheldon Stokes. I'm father to Amaya Stokes. I've been taking notes, and I just wanted to ask you again. You said there's 2 things that we don't need our parents for, and I missed that.
2 things: your attitude and your work ethic. Your attitude and your work ethic. How many of you clean your rooms? Parents, how many of you clean it without being told to do it? Your mom. Guess what? Well, you know what the issue is? It's respect. It's respect. No one gave your mother the property. Your mom works so that you can live the way you live. So even though it doesn't seem like a big deal, you cleaning it up basically means, Mom, thank you. Real talk. Parents, if I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong. Real talk. Guess what? The future belongs to the continuous learner. So regardless of what it is you choose to do, young people, just continue learning. Because by the time you're my age, it's likely to have changed 20 times. So learn to love learning. Kids need to be able to look over the fence. Everybody know what looking over the fence means? That means seeing that the world is bigger than where they are. There are many ways to look over the fence. I was able to look over the fence because people told me, hey, everybody's not drug dealing in inner city. My grandfather's favorite way to look over the fence was reading. Reading. Guess what? I'd never been out of the country, but by the time I was 21 when we met, hon, did you call me the most well-read person you'd ever met at that point? I knew a whole lot of stuff, and I could see it. And then she challenged me to have a growth mindset. Winners say, try me. That's my best example of talking about growth mindset. Young man, if you didn't make the football team the first time you tried out, would you try it again? What's that?
Yes, sir.
That's a growth mindset. We fall down 6 times. How many times must we get up to be a winner?
More than 6.
Exactly, 7, more than 6. Parents, everybody talks about things that we can do for our children to promote growth mindset. Let them show you. Let them show you. Back off and see how they're going to handle things. Ladies and gentlemen, there are better days ahead. I believe that. However, those of you who've seen me, and I talk about dancing through the storms, do I not? Have you been here where we've danced through the storms? Exactly. I believe when in doubt, dance it out. I've never been able to have a frown while I'm dancing. In fact, my wife has never been able to argue with me if I just start moving in front of her. She'll hold it for later, but during that time, she's not able to argue with me.
Thanks to my kids, they really encouraged me to come tonight. I was really tired, but they told me to go. I have 3 children. They go to the Garland ISD. 2 are at home, but I really regret it. I wish they have come with me because we really have learned a lot. And from now on, I will make my best. I will do my best, never miss any event like that. And really, I can tell my daughter benefited too. And thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, well, Dr. Brown was really fun, and he explained it really well. I think he explained it really well, everything that he said, and it wasn't boring like a lecture. It was really fun.
Ok, mi nombre es Cristina Hernández. Tengo 2 niños, una va a la Abbott Elementary School y el otro en Sam Houston. Yo estoy pues asistiendo a las juntas del PTA, es muy importante, y haciendo voluntariado en la escuela y leyéndole a mis niños todas las noches. Así es como lo estoy apoyando, estando al pendiente de que haga sus tareas, especialmente el de middle school. Y estos eventos son muy importantes para nosotros, aprendemos mucho y pues qué bien que el distrito los ofrece. Muchas gracias.
Que a mí me encantó esto mucho.
Mi nombre es Oliva Barrera, soy una mamá de de aquí de Garland y pues vine aquí porque siempre estoy buscando aprender para saber cómo ayudar a mis hijos, ya que tal vez muchas de nosotros no tuvimos oportunidad de esas oportunidades que ellos tienen y por eso me interesa impulsar a mis niños. Busco cada vez, aprendo, me informo para ver para que ellos sobresalgan en la vida y que sean alguien importante, porque ya para mí son algo importante. Mis niños hermosos, los quiero mucho y son una de las cosas más grandes que tengo en la vida y los quiero mucho a los dos y ellos van a ser unos buenos ciudadanos en el futuro.
Me gustó todo lo que hicimos.
Hello, my name is Sheldon Stokes. I'm here with my beautiful daughters, Amaya and Shania, and we just attended this awesome event by Dr. Adolph Brown. It was very informational. He gave us some very important information about taking care of our children and making sure that our children have a brighter future, and also understanding that parents play a big role with our children and that we have to build that relationship with them so that way we have a better understanding and nothing is lost in translation.
Hi, my name's Elena, and I'm with the Austin Academy PTA, and I attended Dr. Brown's event tonight, and I really enjoyed it because he gave some insight for us as parents and what we go through, as far as raising our kids. He really provided some insightful information that and really related to us as parents, and also related to the kids that were here as well. He got to us each on our level.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I'm also with the Austin Academy PTA, and I'm so glad I have the pleasure of being here. And I too really enjoyed all the advice that he gave, and Dr. Dawn at the beginning, the advice that she gave as well. And I love how the crowd or audience was so engaged in what was going on. It was a smaller, kind of intimate setting, and we all had a chance to be a part of the program, which just really makes it more meaningful and kind of hits home. And how everybody was able, we kind of made that village tonight. How we all were able to share advice, and it was great.
Right.
Thanks.
I love the diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Me
it was
too.
really diverse.
Yeah, it was great.